Hey team, just thought I'd go through some really bare basics of around passing and ball handling, but particularly for those that haven't played much rugby who aren't used to sort of passing a ball. I'm a big believer that when it comes to passing the ball, you use your fingers a lot more, your fingers and wrist, rather than your sort of hand or palm. So one thing as a kid, unbeknownst to me, I used to always have a ball in my hand. I'd always be doing things like this, just flicking the ball up in the air, like that. And it was all just playing with my fingers. So I was sitting down at the table, just flicking the ball. And this is something that's really good, just to get you really comfortable with your fingers doing a lot of the ripping across the ball. So sometimes when you're sitting down at TV or watching TV or just hanging around, if you've got a ball in your hands, just get used to flicking your fingers. So all I'm doing here is having my fingers spread, thumb at the back. What you can see, there's a gap in there between my hand and my palm of my hand and the ball. And all I'm doing is I'm ripping my hand up, so I'm just ripping my fingers across the ball in this towards me, and you can see my fingers flick in and the ball gets a nice spin on it. Okay, so you've been mucking around at home, just getting comfortable with that rugby ball, is just doing bits of these, just having one-handed, flicking the ball up, and getting your hands splayed like that, down that back of the ball, and doing this. Okay, another one you can do, once you've been flicking the ball with one hand, is get your two hands on the ball. So my bottom hand, my right hand here is the ball, the power hand. Okay, so get two hands on the ball. The bottom hand, which is my right hand, is the power hand. And this left hand is just a guide, just there, sitting there. Again, both of my fingers are sort of spread. Okay, my thumbs are sort of around to get sort of on either end of the ball. And all I'm doing is flicking up. Getting a nice spin on the ball. Okay, my top thumb is just doing a little bit of a rolling across the top of the ball. So I can pass in here. So doing this. Alright, so I'm just doing right-handed. Okay, just flicking the ball. Okay, go left-handed. Okay, not as much revs on the ball, but I'm just getting nice and control with my fingers. Again. Getting comfortable, fingers on the ball. Okay, you can just be sitting down at home, just mucking around the ball, just rotating your fingers across the ball, getting used to those fingers and wrists sort of flicking around. Good little drill just before you go out and do some passing.